What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another YouTube video. In this video we're going to be talking about NIO's expected move like we do every single weekend. And if you already haven't, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you stay alert on these videos. I do daily videos on NIO where I break them down. Now let's go over to NIO's chart. Let's talk about the expected move. We're going to go open our brokerage minus TD Ameritrade, and the way I find this is you type in NIO, then you go to your option chain and you follow for that week. So the upcoming week, Friday, is the 26th. So you take your cursor, follow all the way through, and then you look at this move right here. The move that you want to look at is the one where it says plus or minus. Don't worry about the percentage. It really doesn't matter for what we're doing. So plus or minus $5. Now, it says 506. I mentioned this many times before that it doesn't have to be exact. We just want to see the range. Keep in mind, it is a range because it is plus or minus. Now, I've explained this many times before, but if you didn't know, the expected move is a range where market makers want the stock to stay in between. It doesn't have to stay in that range, so don't trade based off of this range because it can go above, it can go below. It's just a range that market makers want it to stay in between. So what you do is you take your ruler tool and then you do plus $5. Now, it does not have to be exact like I mentioned before. And then what you do is you take your other tool and you just draw a line. And then, since I mentioned it's a range, you take your bottom part, do minus $5 because it is a range. Then take your tool and then draw that out as well. And then what do you have? You have your range for NIO for this week. So as you can see, the top of this range is going to hit us right at $60. The bottom of this range is going to hit us at around $49, $50. So we have a pretty big move expected in, especially if we can hit that top side. Now, I know I'm going to get some comments below. Can the move go above it? Yes, it can go above it. That's what we call a second standard deviation. So in order to find that, it's pretty simple. You just take your ruler tool and then you just add $5 again. Now, what's the probability of it doing this second standard deviation? Well, like I said, there's a 95% chance it stays in between it, 68% chance that it stays in between this move. So that's your probability for it going up to the second one. It's a lot harder for it to go to the second one than it is, stay in the first one, because this is a 95% chance. This is a 68% chance with this small range. But it can happen. It does it before. It's done it before. So if you want it to happen, then it obviously has to get first past the first move. And then what happens, you'll see that once it gets past this first move, then it'll make a quicker dash to that second move than it did this first move. Now, if it does happen, of course, I'll cover that. Then we'll mention that. But most likely, NIO will probably stay in between this first move. And then that top of that first move is at $60. So if we're able to finish this week from down here to on top of this zone, that's a W in my books. I know a lot of y'all have been talking about, you want to see NIO at all-time highs, but we got to take it one week at a time. Keep in mind, when it is earnings, March 9th. So not this week, probably next week is when we'll start seeing that earnings run. So if we're able to set ourselves up for this week and we get on top of that zone, let me draw it out for you guys. We get on top of that zone, that's golden setting into that pre-earnings run. You know why? Because we're holding on the top of it. We have buyers here that have been buyers before. So we know that staying on top of that zone is amazing. That would set us up for earnings run up, potentially to break through this all-time highs. So that's very exciting to see. Now, of course, there's always the bearish case scenario in everything. So you definitely don't want it falling down any lower. To be honest with you guys, I do not even want to get in this green box. If it does, that's fine. I'm still wary, but I really don't want to get in it. Breaking it, definitely, we would have to reevaluate where NIO is going if it breaks this green box this week. Overall, though, I'm very optimistic on NIO this week. I think it has a lot of things going for it, especially on the technical side. Yes, we're below this horizontal channel that we used to be in, but we're still, above this zone right here. We tagged that zone, I think that was Wednesday or Thursday. I think it was Thursday. We tagged that zone and then we shot right back up. So that was a positive see. We know that buyers are there, and There are a lot of them because we popped right back up. So overall, my outlook on NIO this week is bullish. Hopefully we can hit the top of that zone, that $60 zone. And just looking at the overall market, the futures are up right now. Wouldn't trust this move if it's green or red until the morning. We still have a lot to go through, but NIO isn't really affected by the overall market, kind of does its own thing, so we can't really look at that to judge what NIO could potentially do. Either way, guys, thank you for being here. If you hadn't, go hit that like button and let me know what's your outlook on NIO this week. Are you optimistic? Are you losing hope? Just let me know in the comments below. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you all in the next video.